Today's edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox is brought to you by Luke's Seafood and Grill in Davie.
Hold the mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defoe, and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome fave with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good afternoon, and welcome to another edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. And getting a little bit of a later start today. It was scheduled for a later start because we're here at Luke's Seafood and Grill in Davie. And Luke is a man who wants to make sure that his guests at lunchtime are not impeded by either me or Lubie. And but now it is the quiet time. We call it Linner time. And Jeff Defoe DeForest, how are you today? You're at the home cave. You're going to be missing some good eats here.
Very disappointed about that. It's great. I have to say, Mike Mayo, I guess this is part of the gig when you were the food critic, but you take some great food porn pics. I'm not sure if Lubie was responsible for the pictures of the food there at Luke's, but I am a huge fan. And I can almost get a little bit of a waft of the aroma of the things that are being prepared there. But dynamite place. Always great, and Luke happens to be a super guy. And you know what I love? For all of the different things and the negativity that you often have to address there with Let's Eat South Florida, and somebody says, hey, they only put one piece of lettuce on my sandwich, and 300 people say, you know what, go believe yourself. The feedback on Luke's is always 100% positive.
Yeah, I mean, this is, again, people, one post earlier this week said, somebody define what hidden gem means.
You did a great job, though, with that, though. I mean,
Yeah,
it's a viable question, isn't it?
No, I thought it's pretty obvious. A place on Los Olas Boulevard or A1A on Fort Lauderdale Beach is not a hidden gem. It's pretty much out there on the main thoroughfare. Oh, look who's joining us.
There
Luke is here. The touristy spots, the main thoroughfares. But Luke's is what I consider the quintessential hidden gem because it's one of those things, and there's a lot of these around South Florida, these great independent mom and pop chef-driven restaurants, but they're kind of tucked away in strip shopping centers. And in this case, it's on a major thoroughfare, University Drive, 5511 South University Drive in Davie, but it's, kind of back behind a car wash and in a big shopping center. So it is one of those things where if you don't know where it is, you might not know unless you come on to the Let's Eat South Florida food group, or unless you've been here or you've had word of mouth. And that's why it's a little bit hidden. But those who find it will find a diamond. And it's not even in the rough. It's beautiful. And
look, there's no fancy awning. There's no red carpet. I mean, it really qualifies 1,000% as a hidden gem by any definition of hidden gem that you would.
Clean, immaculate, great quality seafood, good value, and we miss you today, Defoe, because we've got.
Hey, get out of here! I'm looking at you guys. You guys are slobs, man. I can't believe Luke brought this out. Mayo's already got a fork in his hand there or a spoon. What are you doing, Luke? Unbelievable. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Defoe. We miss you, buddy.
I wish I was there because I know you want to. I don't know. Lubie and I used to do Dolphins Crying Towel every Monday after a Dolphin loss, and I think you were one of our callers. Did you masquerade as Manny from Miramar? I think we used to take your call.
No, he was Luke from Lutz.
Luke from Luxembourg, but
if Manny was
anyway. No, I mean, what do you have in front of you, man? It looks fantastic, even on the tiny video screen that I'm looking at.
What do we have?
That looks amazing.
Yeah, we have a little tuna poke on display. We have
put this right in there.
We have a little tuna poke on display. We have the gumbo that we're going to be featuring for the rest of the week.
Oh man!
And also
I love his gumbo. And then I'm going kind of. I want to make sure,
man, with the phony diets.
No, it's not a phony diet. And again, when we go to these seafood places, you know me. I could be a pescatarian. I could never be a vegan. I could maybe be a vegetarian for a day, but I could be a pescatarian for a lifetime because I love fish. I love seafood. I love the gumbos.
I can
But
agree with that.
there are some people in the world, and I really feel really badly for them, who have certain allergies and they can't eat any seafood.
Especially the shellfish.
The shellfish will make them blow up like a Macy's Thanksgiving Day balloon. So they are always looking for options like meat. And yesterday I had a burger with our friends over at Even Keel in Lauderdale by the Sea. And today I got something we haven't had before, and I mispronounced it because I'm the king of mispronunciation. The great Mojo chicken sandwich, not Mojo,
Not Mojo.
got my mojo rising. And I think I'm not going to do a big bite, but I am in a much better mood today than yesterday, Defo. And
what was up with you yesterday? You were
I was discombobulated, a couple of
You're dealing
things
with some
going
family
on,
things.
family things. But, everything is
Wait, your family showed up for the holidays?
Yeah, they're actually there.
That'll stick you back a peg.
But today, everything is beautiful, and I think it's the power of medicine. I love these homeopathic remedies that I've discovered lately. But anyway, we've got.
You didn't take the whole thing like that. Who was the Heat player? Dion Waiters? Didn't he gargle with a bunch of gummies on a flight?
Yeah.
I know he was like
Lost
jumping
his
out of
mind.
a plane without a parachute. That was pretty-
I remember that one.
Because I have a prescription and my doctor told me exactly how much I should be taking to alleviate
Oh,
my
really?
conditions,
Oh, that's funny.
which of course is, generalized anxiety and a little bit of PTSD from watching the Dolphins all those years. But I have also they've got great beer and wine selection here. I'm drinking, I don't know if you ever had this one before, Defo, the Elysian
Oh, that is so
Space
good.
Dust IPA. Even
No,
though
I mean, I have the remnants here of a Budweiser from my walk of life, and I'm down to the bottom, and I'm thinking about going for a third one. I don't know, Luke. What do you think?
I say on the first break, why not? Why the heck not?
I agree.
Exactly.
It's the holiday season. People are getting a little bit loose. And how's it been going, Luke? I mean, you had a good Thanksgiving.
Oh, can't complain. We get to sit home. We did the whole festivities, so can't complain.
That's good.
Probably my favorite holiday.
And
do you cook, Luke, on Thanksgiving, or do you take the day off?
No, we cooked. We cooked at the house. We had a couple of friends come over. Now we did a little something, not too big, but we were close, so we had a couple of friends come over the house, and we did a little shenanigan.
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And then you guys were reopened on Black Friday.
On Black Friday, we opened for dinner.
And with people coming in for the Thanksgiving weekend, or they
Not
still
really.
eat
They were-
leftovers?
exactly.
Yeah.
That's the primary leftover weekend of the States.
But they're going to be filing in here now over the next couple of weeks. Kids are getting out of the local schools
Yep,
on
this
Friday.
On Friday, yep, that's their school.
And then it's going to be basically 15 days of everybody just blowing off all responsibilities.
Yes, my favorite 2 weeks of the year.
Yeah, and hopefully they'll find their way in here
Yeah,
and
get out
enjoy
here.
some seafood.
Hey,
And
we're ready for them.
again, it's some people on Christmas Eve have the Feast of the Seven Fishes. What's your holiday schedule? You going to be closed?
Regular. We're closed Christmas Day and New Year's Day. And
Okay.
the rest of it, regular.
Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, regular hours.
Regular hours.
So get
We
us
close at 8, so
okay.
we still close early enough for you could knock out your dinner and then go to that holiday party to ring in the New Year and to ring in Christmas. Away.
And for people who don't want to cook, don't want to shop, and want to have a Feast of the Seven Fishes, now it's not going to be Italian style, but you can come in here and basically rack up at least 12 seafood dishes.
Oh,
if you want to go into overtime.
we have plenty, and we're working on probably starting this weekend. We're gonna do some crab boils,
Mm.
some different stuff. So we got some stuff working.
Do you ever do crawfish when it's crawdad season? Because I think that starts in January.
If we find good crawfish, yes,
Okay,
we will.
last year was tough. I know.
Yes,
our
Again,
man
that's why
Tom
I always say
T,
if.
and we want to. Tom T is out there somewhere, and again, he's had a tough couple of weeks. He also is recovering from a little bit of a minor procedure, so we wish him
Wish him the best.
wishes and speedy recovery. But it's all good. All right, let's get into it, Defo. I mean, there's no beating around the bush anymore. The last time we were here, Luke was talking. He was not only optimistic about the Dolphins' playoff chances, he also was thinking the Miami Hurricanes were going to coast to a playoff
the
spot.
robbing Canes, because they robbed us. I don't care what anybody
Who
says.
robbed who?
The committee.
Oh, Mario Cristobal robbed this team
Listen,
of easy, or at least, okay, what did you I'm going to isolate here now.
No, they got SMU in.
The decision to
And
kick the
Clemson.
field goal instead of, when they're behind. What was the situation
It was
again,
4th
Defo?
and 10 or 4th and goal from the 10.
let's take that out of the
Down-
equation. Regardless,
No,
let's take
I-
that out of the
Were
equation.
they down 4?
We went to Syracuse.
Well, they were down 7. Sorry, they were down
8 and
7,
3.
4th and 10.
The top passing offense in the NCAA. we lost a close game.
You really
Now-
don't think you deserve to be in the top.
But who would you have
Hold
been
on,
in over?
hold
Remember,
on, hold
Alabama
on.
didn't get in.
Hold on.
So who'd you have been in over?
Hold on. What really set me off was at the end of that, before the championship game, when Alabama got voted in before us.
Yes,
That I have a problem with.
But in the end, Alabama did not get in.
Agreed. But once that happened and you set the precedence of none of the teams that are not playing can improve themselves, there's no chance at all.
Yes, they made
You
that
know what I
clear.
mean?
Yes.
What
So
really should have.
it was looking, and by what the president said, they were looking for a way to get Alabama in there.
Well,
But Alabama
Duh.
didn't get in.
Well,
I mean, now you got
I know that.
Indiana. What a wacky year, and I love it. And
I just don't think, this Kane team got, the proper respect that they deserve. Not that they lost 2 games, but we lost 2 games on the road by a combined 10 points.
and you went life and
And
death
against
against a
decent
lot
teams.
of horrible teams all year long. I mean, and
Virginia Tech?
I called the Georgia Tech
I mean, Cal was
upset from
barely
a mile away.
500.
I had Georgia Tech on the money line, and I was very excited about that. And because I just think Georgia Tech is a well-coached team.
Yeah, but all
The
of those
Miami
are on the road.
Hurricanes, not so much.
Even if we went life and death, I think that team was a much better team.
Hey, speaking
Yes,
of
it
life
is.
and death,
Better than
let's say you had a football team assembled in front of you, but you had to get a head coach. Bill Belichick, now of University of North Carolina, or Mario
And
Cristobal.
it's not even a consideration. Come on, we're talking about a 7-time winning Super Bowl. Why are we saying
Okay,
Bill Belichick?
as opposed to a 3-time choking dog coach can't even take a knee properly on 2 coasts. Oregon. Oh man, I love this.
You know what I love about sport is that we always blame the coach and we never blame players for not executing.
I mean, we blame players plenty. It's just Cristobal has a track record now. Like, it's not
Listen,
a one-time thing where the guy makes weird decisions.
we could say that, but against Virginia Tech, Cristobal didn't make the dumb mistake of holding on to the ball and then fumbling it away.
No,
like
I
Cam
mean,
Ward.
yeah, Ward had. I mean, everyone.
You know what I mean?
makes
But like,
mistakes,
I'm always, sometimes coaches got to go. A lot of time, I'm more, as much as I give players credit, I'm also a fan, like, players got to execute also.
Yeah. Look,
Players
I mean,
play,
a
coaches
lot of
coach.
it. Look, the defense should not have been what the defense was, and I don't know.
Oh, the defense
who the
sucked.
coach. Now they want to get their 3rd defensive coordinator in 3 years, which I think that's saying something.
I'm glad you said that because we were up 21 against Syracuse. The
Yeah.
defense sucked.
Look, the offense was a top 5 or
Syracuse,
so
I never
offense in
saw
the country.
that loss coming. But Defoe, that's his alma mater, by the way. So he was doing a little.
Yeah, the
dig.
defense was an issue, and that was player. But again, they're going to blame the coach too there, right?
Yes, but the defense stunk.
Man, there was lots of talent on that defensive line. I don't know what the hell happened to it the last 2
The
months.
secondary was really bad.
Secondary was rough.
The secondary was really, really bad.
Well,
But
while you lament the Hurricanes and wait till next year, I'm going right into this
good, 'cause
gumbo.
I forgot about the Hurricanes until you brought it up.
Oh, okay. So where are you with the Dolphins? Because you were the last time we were here, you were very positive.
Yes, but I said, we had to run there was one game that concerned me was the Green
Packers,
Bay, which we ended up
which I
losing.
assumed would be a loss, and that was
Yes.
fine. Yeah.
And this past Sunday was
What do you do
a
with
tough
that?
one.
Because we both are Tua fans, and look, the offensive line's a disaster. So there's no so much you can blame
Listen,
the quarterback.
the
When he
moment
was getting annihilated every play.
the moment I saw the starting lineup and I saw it was
Yeah, they had
the
the third
rookie,
string.
and I have no clue who that guy at right tackle was, I stopped watching.
Oh, really? Oh, good for you. I wish I didn't.
Well,
watch
I
it.
was working, so I went back in the kitchen. I'm like, let me know what the score is.
Was it the rookie line that forced Tua to throw like 3 of the same? It was
No.
like 2 of the same
There-
routes
there-
back to
hold on,
back,
hold on,
where
hold
he's
on.
forcing
Out of
and
all 3
underthrowing.
interceptions,
Yeah.
one of them was Tua's fault. The first one,
was Hill's fault.
the
right?
first one was his fault because you got to
And
cross
what
that
do you
guy's
think
face.
about
The third one-
McDaniel calling
What do you do
him-
with the third one?
The third one was just a great play.
The guy made a good play. And
Yes.
took it from Hill,
So-
and Hill
so-
should have
Exactly. Sometimes you just got to give a corner credit for jumping
He
the
did.
route
He
and making
just-
a great
he
play.
just-
No, he jacked the ball. I mean,
Yes.
he took
that
the
ball right out
But
of his
the second
hands.
one was just a bad throw.
Yeah.
But the first one, you can't go in a zone defense behind the linebacker, and now the linebacker's in front of you. The corner / safeties are behind you. That's a bad read by the receiver. You got to cross that guy's face, and that's what Tua was thinking.
Do you think
Right.
something's wrong with Tyreek? Because he had the ball in his hands on that play, and that's a play he's made his whole career. Like the corner just took it, and he didn't even fight for it. Like it was
I
really
just think
weird.
sometimes
like,
you have a bad day,
yeah,
Well, my theory
and that kid was kicking his butt.
my
Yeah, no,
theory
yeah, he was all
is
over.
that he has been talking about his wrist and hand has been
That's
aggravated
very possible too.
since that
Yeah, I think it's
the
I
unfortunate
think it's
incident
very
with the
That's very
Miami-Dade
possible, too.
police, and that he has some strength compromise in that hand, and something he would usually just grab in. The guy was able to rip it away from him, like
Like I said, the kid
me
made
at a
great
Super
play.
well,
Bowl
it's very easy.
media party with the shrimp. When a guy gets the last shrimp, and I come in, and I just take it right before he's going to get it. This is what I used to do in my sports writer days, but
Well, you
now
might You might still do that now.
I was
You
gonna
know,
say
the
they
last
weren't
piece of
giving
shrimp
you
and
the
that
food.
gumbo's
If
coming in.
Lubie's reaching
Yeah,
for the
this is
last shrimp.
fantastic. This
I might
gumbo's
be.
this gumbo's amazing.
Defo, what do you make of all this in terms of was Luke here is typical South Florida? I mean, not
No,
typical.
he's,
I love Luke's.
he's actually the atypical.
He's
Yeah,
a
man. I mean,
passionate.
Yes,
you
I'm
can't
the
shoot
total
down the fans. I know you root for the Dolphins to lose every game. I understand. Ever since Shola chewed you out and then thought you were kind of a clown with some of the questions you asked, but
Which I was. Yeah.
I understand the bitterness. And look, you get that reaction a lot of places, especially in the restaurant business now. But you are feared, so people pay you your homage. But I appreciate Luke's optimism, and he is right to an extent. We always point a finger at the coach. In the case of Cristobal, though, I would disagree with this, Luke. That if you have a Heisman Trophy candidate quarterback who's been sensational and carried your ass through the whole season, I think you have to give that guy a shot on a 4th and 10. And realize that if he misses, you're still leaving that other team in a compromising situation. If you're going to have to make a stop, I'd rather leave him at the 10-yard line and be down 7 than have to kick the ball off and maybe never see it again under those circumstances while being down 4. I don't think you helped yourself that much by going for the field goal there.
But
I
let me
thought
ask
that
you
was a
this.
tragic mistake. I really did.
Okay, let me ask you this. But you don't think he was also watching the same defense that had the 21-point lead and just let it squander
So they were
away and saying that, instead of being down 14, because they've been driving on us all day, I'd rather take the 4 points. And if by some miracle we can come back and down
So, like-
and win it. That's what I was thinking. I wasn't opposed to the
See,
field goal. I was thinking that.
I have a philosophy on that. That when you're that close, okay, you're going to need two scores essentially, as they say, to win the game. When you're that close, you may not get near the 10-yard line again. So I'd go ahead and take the shot. You had a similar situation that caused a big divide with Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers when the Green Bay Packers were in the playoff game against Tom Brady when they won the Super Bowl with the Buccaneers. And you had one chance for Aaron Rodgers to throw the ball, and instead LaFleur kicks a field goal and then tries to capture an onside kick.
If I might interject,
And never got the onside kick, and that was it. Ball game over. So
Very true.
I know
take
you
a chance
guys
to win.
love your sports talk, and I just have to interject and just say the gumbo is stellar, and that's your kind of like comfort bowl of the week, right?
That is our comfortable.
Why is that-
You know what's funny? You mentioned this. It would be worth a massive. It would be worth another hospitalization with the gout. And I'm on a medication now that eliminated that, but it would be worth another 5 days in a hospital to eat this food. It's that good.
Well, because the thing about the gumbo is it's a thick, like a gravy almost, like a sauce that usually it's thin. And I always get confused between jambalaya and gumbo because they're very similar.
Mhm.
No one would confuse your jambalaya and your gumbo, and they're two very distinct flavors, two very distinct setups.
Totally, yeah.
It's thick. It's like almost a gravy, but it has the gumbo flavor. It's really different and it's really good.
It's comfort food.
It really
It's
feels
comfort
like that. Yeah, it does. It's
You know
like
what I mean? It's comfort food, and it's
Stick to the ribs when the temperature is supposed to dip
Yes.
again this weekend. And I've got the chicken sandwich now. What a beautifully composed sandwich this is. by
Yes.
the way.
Hold that up so the people can see it there, Mike.
Yeah,
'cause,
I'm gonna.
before
it.
you smother that
I'm
with your
gonna
teeth.
go all the way up.
what
to the
separates
camera.
us is like it's mojo chicken with marinated
Oh,
for
nice. Okay,
24
good.
hours.
ooh,
Yeah, so it makes
So
it
you get-
really tender.
Well, I'll
I'm
let
not
you
gonna
eat
big
and
bite
then
this
you get-
beauty
You
because
let me know all the flavors that you get out of that.
That's it.
What
That's
is
a very
this,
dainty
aioli?
bite.
It's
Lubie,
aioli
what's on
that
it
we put
this
outside.
kid?
like a garlic aioli. I spread on top. I didn't big bite it because Luke's food
you're
is
not gonna do that. Here.
way too refined. I mean, it's a perfect bite. It's a perfect little sandwich. Not a little sandwich. I cut it in half, but beautiful, delicious.
It's one of the
Tender.
tastiest things we do. Like I said, if it's not at least 24 hours, at least a day, we 86 it for the day. We don't run it.
Oh, really?
Because we wanted to get that flavor in there. Because we don't want it to just be
And-
just a basic
And you know what?
plain grilled chicken.
I got with a side of your cucumber salad, which is great. It has great flavor,
Perfect for
and healthy,
South
and all that stuff.
Has that gone untouched, by the way, Luke?
No, I just had a bite.
Oh, you did?
Actually,
I
sort of
actually
eating it.
might put some of the cucumber. It's more like kind of the pickles. It's got
Yes.
a nice vinegar kick, and I love putting pickles on my sandwiches. I might throw a couple of those cukes on the bottom of the sandwich. And one of the things I really appreciate is sometimes when they serve lettuce and tomato, it's on the side and it's a big whole, like a quarter of the head of lettuce, and it's just unwieldy, and I don't like it necessarily, lettuce and tomato. But this came out so composed, and everything is like compressed and fits right on the. It's like I left it on, and this is
it's
good.
us thinking of the guests. It's like you don't have to do anything when you get it and said put it
Yeah.
together and eat. I don't want you to have
maybe
to
throw a little of that.
put the sandwich together. We put the aioli on the side because if you didn't want mayo or anything
Right.
on your
Yeah,
sandwich,
yeah, yeah.
then
No, and
you
that's
got to
proper.
send it
Smart.
back.
This
and
is
I'd
a
rather
properly
you have the choice.
composed, constructed sandwich with the option of the aioli on the side, and it's a beautiful thing. And I kept the lettuce and tomato, and this is something that makes me and my entire family and friends and people who actually want to see me live another year having a little bit of vegetable
veggie,
matter
yeah.
at this point. You'd be proud of me. I almost came off a 24-hour fast. And all I had last night was a arugula salad. So because I know we're gearing up for the holidays, there's going to be a couple of headers.
What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with me is I'm saving
That
my
was my
calories.
next question. Before
I saw the way you dove into that burger, which, by the way, we do have to pay some compliments, and I'm sure Luke would appreciate this because what Brad did at the Even Keel Fish Shack with the scallops and the pork bellies, that was fascinating. Very, very Luke-esque, the approach. You guys have similar styles in the way that
sounds
you
very good.
combine flavors and things that
do you know
wouldn't
those
normally
guys?
necessarily
No,
be automatic to go together. And
You gotta have a meeting of the minds because those guys,
I think I might stop because we close
They
on
do
New
it-
Year's Day.
You
Maybe I
guys are
stop on
very.
New Year's Day.
It's funny.
same, very similar.
Every time I'm here, I think of them, and every time I'm there, I think of here. Like you guys do, you guys who are classically trained, high level chefs who are like, we want to give you good food, but we don't want it to be highfalutin. It's like
Yes.
Deepo was saying, like your mom and pop, in the sense that it's you guys own the place, you guys run the place, but it's not rinky dink. But by hidden gem, you mean, and I think that guy was being pointed with that question, which is ridiculous. We all know what hidden gem is. It's a fantastic place that may not just be right in the middle of where everyone is, but it's definitely as good as any of those places right in the middle of where everyone is. And that's what you guys do. And even Keel feels like that too, where it's really high level, elevated food.
They're pros
but more
that know what they're
chill,
doing. They
more
know
chill.
flavors. They know how to compose a plate and make things balanced and make things a little more interesting.
We like
and
to
make
play
it
around
delicious.
in the kitchen and then just find a great
Yep.
product to put out.
Yep.
We're with Luke. It's Luke's Seafood and Grill, 5511 South University Drive in Davie. It's, again, in between Griffin Road and Sheridan Street, right next to the Dodge that used to be Kim Bokamper's Dodge, University Dodge, right next to, behind the car wash. We wish Defo was here. I just made a Mario Cristobal-like mistake, much to the detriment of Lubie, because I took without
usually
really
both of the
looking.
sandwiches.
I went
thank
for
God.
another bite of the chicken
Scumbag.
sandwich, and it ended up being the other half that I was.
I was
leaving
gonna
for
grab
Luke.
it. I'm like, I don't feel like reaching across the table right now in the break. I'll grab the sandwich. So you just want the whole sandwich? You're just
No,
eating
I
the whole
didn't want
sandwich.
it. It was a mistake. I meant
Poor
to pick
Mario
up.
I was really
Cristobal.
enjoying looking at
you
that.
see what we have to deal with, Luke? I mean, this is what we have to deal
I
with. every day.
actually, it's funny because Moho is something I used to marinate my chicken in all the time,
It's a really good sandwich.
and I'm hopefully getting a grill over the holidays, and I'll start grilling again. Moho is fantastic when it comes to different meats and fish, but it's great for chicken and then great for a chicken
Yes.
sandwich. So I was really excited for the chicken sandwich.
Well, you know
Thanks,
what?
man.
We'll fire up another
Believe me,
one.
that was just
Sometime I
a
can
little
deduct
mistake.
it
I mean,
from,
he meant to do that, Luke.
100% meant to do it. It's like when the little kid
No,
licks
it was
the
a
chocolate
mistake.
bar.
It was an
And
honest
so full
mistake.
crap. When
I
it
should
comes
have just taken a knee.
Lubie,
and
you would not
instead-
leave here without a mojo chicken sandwich, buddy. I'll see
fine.
to
I
I
it.
know,
should have
it's okay.
taken the knee, but instead I fumbled. So that's a
Poor Mario. Poor Mario.
Oh, come on, he's
I'm not
making
even
how
coming to
much a
Mario's
year?
defense.
He should know basic math and basic. Whatever.
It still
All right.
doesn't save him from all the shots he's
All right.
taking here today.
No,
Let's
he takes
take
a lot
our-
more than here.
Let's take our first break, and then I'm gonna come back and try that new tuna poke,
Yes,
really
sir.
nice.
which is one of the specials that's on for the week. And Luke really prides himself on coming up with good weekly specials, and they're fresh and delicious because he changes them up every week. It's all good.
Sometime every day.
Sometimes
Oh,
every
that's
day.
fun.
We'll be back with more on the Lunchbox after these words. Looking for great seafood that's a little further inland? Luke's Seafood and Grill. That's Luke's with a C. 5511 South University Drive in Davie. Luke and Roxy, they're a great couple with great food. It's a mom and pop shop bringing the freshest fish and seafood to Western Broward. Some of the best jambalaya and fish cakes around. And Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? You can find his famous Scoobies, those sauteed crab claws, right there on the specials board most days. Oh, so good. So take a trip to University just north of Sterling today. Lunch, dinner, closed on Mondays. Tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial. serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Feel like getting away without leaving town? Then you got to check out the House on the River in Fort Lauderdale. It's a beautiful restored historic home with indoor and outdoor dining right on the New River. You'll think you're in Charleston or Savannah. It has a gorgeous patio, porches, and private dining areas, and it offers unique experiences perfect for a date night or fun times with friends and family. It has weekend brunches, happy hour, dinner Wednesday through Sunday. There's also a high tea on Friday and Saturdays, and the popular House of Veuve Champagne experience on weekends. The House on the River is in Fort Lauderdale's Himmershey district, just south of Science Museum. For reservations and information, go to. When people ask me about the best restaurants in South Florida, Casa d'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef-founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended. For a special occasion or any occasion, Casa d'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. Hey, it's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. The chicken sandwich is almost gone, but I was able to salvage a piece for Lubie.
It was fantastic. I know we've discussed chicken sandwiches on here because Defo didn't grow up with chicken sandwiches, so he'll never understand the Well, actually, I don't know anyone who understands the Chick-fil-A phenomenon. It's weird to sit in line to me for 30 minutes to get a chicken sandwich. But I like Chick-fil-A.
Never understand that.
But I will say this chicken sandwich, and that's the thing. A lot of time, a chicken sandwich is just a chicken sandwich. Between the mo and then
it was so satisfying.
The aioli is fantastic.
The
like there's actually a lot of different flavors. Which a chicken sandwich usually it's just a chicken sandwich, and that's why I put a pickle and I put mayonnaise on it to dress it up.
Yeah.
What you do literally, if you just put the aioli on, or even if you don't, it has a lot of flavor. It's
the chicken itself, like I said, it gets marinated for 24.
Yeah.
So
makes it
we
tender.
make sure it has.
It's very tender. Very tender.
When you go out,
it breaks it down.
sometimes and there's a chicken sandwich, and if they overcook it, and then it gets stringy, and
dry.
then it gets dry.
dry.
This was moist. I mean, this is the kind of thing that I could use it to moisturize my face if I blotted it. I wouldn't do that with it. I would eat it more, but.
In the poke, which I like about the poke is I know everyone does a poke now and it's fine. They're usually very small pieces of tuna, so it's a pain in the ass to get it on the chip. and
falling all over the place.
you usually leave half of it because it's too much work.
Mhm.
This, you cut it in huge pieces, so it actually goes right on the chip really well. And obviously, you do house-made everything, so house-made chips, and it's a nice crunch. That's really nice, a really nice addition
It's
or
good, and
transfer out
those
for the
chips
ceviche.
are beautiful.
But
And
the
again,
idea with it is, you know, when you come in, you're ordering a tuna poke, so we want to make sure we highlight the tuna.
right.
So
And
you
notice
get
the
big chunks of tuna.
pronunciation, Lubie. It's poke.
Yeah, I say pokey.
You said poke. I'm not doing the hokey pokey. That's
It's
at
poke.
the Mullins.
Yeah, there's
But,
an accent over the E. Poke.
and I got it wrong. I butchered Mojo earlier. Mojo. Mojo is
A
great
donut
blues.
place.
No, Mojo Donuts. That's true. Mojo Rising, which of course Tifo and his music.
Got
great
my
song.
mojo working. I'm in a classic blues song.
So-
I did want to say this. I'm not inclined to wait like behind 20 cars to get any kind of fast food,
Nah.
no matter how
I'm with
excited
you on that.
about it. But the first time I had a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich, their classic sandwich, was at a Hurricanes baseball game of all things. Luke, you can appreciate this. And somebody had ordered catering from a Chick-fil-A nearby, and I had it, and I have to say I was completely underwhelmed. I didn't see it added to the fascination about the idea that people would wait like an hour with 6 cops directing traffic and lines. It looked like the old days at Pumpernicks or something, where you
It's
you
like
had
the
to get
invasion of
online.
Normandy. They got so many things.
And I
really
didn't find it all
crazy.
that amazing. I mean, to me, it was like a piece of fried chicken on a piece of bread with like a little bit of schmutz on it and a pickle.
They coat it with some MSG and also a little bit of crack and heroin, so it makes people keep coming
Exactly.
back for more.
Well, I mean, it wasn't
So you
something
like
I would. I mean, if somebody handed me one, which they did, I was like, it was okay. I've had better stuff, but and then Mayo, you were all in when Popeyes did the chicken sandwich. Didn't you do a bunch of?
Yeah,
stars?
well, I was still at the Sun Sentinel, and I was also amazed because it was the biggest mass marketing
Oh, they did a good
hysteria
job.
I've
Of
ever
chicken
seen.
sandwich.
Yeah,
Oh
the
my
one
God.
when Popeyes introduced their fried chicken.
and they were lined up for blocks to get it. Like
Days.
I had to wait for 45 minutes.
And it went
at-
on for weeks. It wasn't just a one-day thing. It went on
Right,
for a
for
while.
months.
The funny part was
The
they
munchies.
had a chicken sandwich on their menu for like years, and then they took it off for a couple of years because it wasn't selling, and then they decided let's make it a thing. And thanks to the power of TikTok and
Yep, I was gonna
Instagram,
say social
let's
shit.
make Luke's chicken sandwich a thing. Say Luke's Seafood and the best chicken sandwich.
Yeah,
you
it
can
has,
find.
it has
Yeah.
flavor. You don't have to. Devo's not wrong. The Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is just a chicken sandwich. I just enjoy it over other chicken sandwiches. But in the end, I still won't wait 30 minutes for a freaking chicken
That's
sandwich.
the part that
like-
drives me crazy. If you like it, you like it.
Yeah, it's
I
not
don't know how
fast
you
food
waiting in line.
anymore if you're waiting 45 minutes.
Exactly.
You can eat here.
You go to freaking,
You
France.
can
room,
in and
yeah.
out and enjoy the rest for 45 minutes you have for lunch.
Exactly.
So, all right, Luke, I want to just needle you one last time with the whole Dolphins thing because I just want to take us back. I think we were here about a month ago.
Yeah, it was right
I
before
think
the
it was
stretch.
November 20th.
Okay, before
And-
you continue, you got to remember,
That
I am a seasoned Dolphin fan.
Oh, I thought you were
'cause-
going to say that you're a paying sponsor.
No, no, no,
and-
no,
No, he-
I'm
he-
a
don't wanna be
seasoned Dolphin fan,
antagonized.
so I will let you know the
He's used to
traditional
this.
Dolphin fan line of wait till next year.
That's like a Cub fan.
Have you been asked about season ticket renewals yet? At the increased rate to accommodate Stephen
Can
Ross.
you imagine if you kept serving lousy plates of food and then jacked up your price by like 20% every year?
If all the other restaurant does it, we'll be okay.
Yeah,
That's what the
There's
NFL
no one
does.
else in town. That's his problem with the
But
Dolphins.
all the
the only
NFL teams
Dolphin in
does
town.
it.
You've hit on the magic formula of the NFL, rewarding mediocrity every year.
Pretty much.
And there'll only be 4 elite teams that everybody knows going into the Super Bowl. Although this year,
I
it's
think
kind of
there's a good
interesting
8.
because Baltimore. How's your friend with the Baltimore ticket doing?
Oh,
Can
geez.
he hedge? Oh, I mean, is there a way for him
course
to
he can
cash out
hedge.
right now? I mean,
Oh, we have a friend, Luke, that he's got a 5-component parlay working. It was a $50 ticket. He already cashed a four of the 5 for 90,000 on 100.
for
But
championships.
if he hits with the Ravens to win the Super Bowl, he
Oh,
picks
wow.
up $480,000.
on a $50 ticket.
Gentleman named
Let's go
Tony
Ravens.
Can you go over what was the championship? He's like he picked all the different winners. For
He had UConn in the NCAA, Boston in the NBA, the Panthers to win the Stanley Cup, and the Dodgers to win the World Series.
wow.
$100 got him 90,000 on that one.
He's already
He
won.
added a separate ticket for 50, and he gets a $500,000 if the Ravens win. But if you check out this show, which I think you would enjoy, Mike Mayo, especially since you're a racing fan, Frank Miramati hysterical yesterday, although he didn't mention this on the program. And he thinks Lamar Jackson is the biggest Bunsen burner of cash that ever existed in the history of gambling degeneracy, and there's no way that he goes on and wins a championship.
Bigger than that horse, the Green Monkey, or
Bigger waste of money than the Green Monkey, who ran 3 times, never hit the board, and was
they paid $4
cost
million.
his backers $16 million. But
Wow.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Does Baltimore win it all? They've been a little inconsistent, Lubie. What do you think? Yeah. They
I
have a
will say
shot.
this.
It's not like you can rule it out. That's for sure.
I will say this: until somebody beat 15 in Kansas City, it's hard for me to fathom them not winning. But with this piece of information that you just given me, I'm rooting for Baltimore.
Yeah,
How
why
could you
not?
Yeah.
Why not let a guy win?
Why not?
Almost $500,000.
I've been in touch with this guy daily since I knew he had.
So wait, they're
Telling
letting
him
him.
how much I admire him and how much of a pleasure it was.
If he cashed in the ticket now, could he get like 50 or 60 grand?
Oh, I'm sure he could. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure the bookies.
What
would
would you do?
I don't know what I would do with that.
What would
I
I
don't
do?
know.
I mean, this is a guy that doesn't need the
I
money.
would ride it out.
That's the thing. Yeah.
I think I would put some $10,000
I would
win
hedge
bets on
100%.
winning the Super Bowl on some of the other AFC contenders.
Yeah,
I
Not
definitely would-
Kansas City. Try to take a shot against Kansas
you already
City.
hit the.
And go
other
with
4.
Buffalo.
Ooh.
Like hit Buffalo.
It's
Uh,
worth waiting
Buffalo,
until the playoffs.
not gonna happen.
You know.
Really? I
Not
like
gonna
Buffalo.
happen.
You know?
Buffalo choke every playoff.
Well, see, I agree with Defo. Like, I would wait, let the season play out. Obviously,
I would.
Yeah. I mean,
Because
they're
it-
going to make the postseason, so he's already got a leg up on the thing.
So yeah,
And, aren't they in like a big ball game? Oh, they just beat the Steelers, didn't they? No, are they playing the Steelers?
no, the
No, they just beat the Giants.
They did.
no,
Oh,
It's
and
a crappy
that
times.
was not.
That's-
fun.
yeah, the Ravens play the Steelers this week. They're
Yeah,
heavily
yeah,
favored.
the
by
Ravens, I'm
6.5.
sure, will start tightening up and getting better. So
Oh, that's a huge game.
the thing that's surprising me. Okay, so Kansas City keeps winning, and now Mahomes has a little banged up ankle. He should sit out this week. He might not because he never sits out.
No,
but-
he practiced.
He's practicing today. He's playing. He's
Oh,
gonna
okay.
play.
The man is
He
indestructible.
never misses games.
But what intrigued me was Sheldon G, your man, posted on Facebook last week a really intriguing stat. Like, there's only 5 and now 4 teams in the league that hasn't scored 30 points in a game this season.
Kansas City probably won.
And Kansas City is one of them. The
That's
Jets
funny.
were one of them
And they scored
until
a lot
last
this
week. But all those other teams besides KC were like 2-10, 3-13, 11.
just find a way to win.
And the
man.
Chiefs are the only one of those, teams that haven't scored 30 to have not just a winning record, but like
The
a
best
dominant
record,
record.
They're the second
Yeah.
best. They're tied for the best record.
If
Oh, no,
I
no,
was you,
Lions
I would bet the
Lions lost,
restaurant. I would put the restaurant up that the Chiefs don't win it this year.
Really?
The three-peat very difficult in any sport.
It's never
Listen,
happened.
I hear
for
you.
them to actually
Even more
carry
so.
it out.
When it-
Yeah. Yeah,
I
no,
hear
I'm
you.
betting a restaurant for Luke that the Chiefs don't win.
Will not win. I
There'll
don't
be
want
some
to
there'll be some
all-
poison face coming in there and
I'm not a
saying, "Hey,
gambling
this place
man,
is ours."
so we're safe on that front.
We are not going to endanger Luke and
No,
Roxy's
his
great
establishment
work,
is fine.
this
Like we
beautiful
said,
place.
we're not a gambling man,
Yeah.
but if
This
I
will be an
were,
Italian restaurant, buddy. Yeah,
I would take that bet. I would take Kansas City to win because I thought last year
wow.
was the year to get them.
Hey, Defo, you ever wanted to run a seafood restaurant?
No, I'm telling you.
You heads up. I mean,
If I was a
KC
betting man,
wins,
I'm not a betting man. I
then
stopped,
he
I
gets-
stopped gambling when I was like 15 years old.
good,
I-
smart.
The only
I
place you can
haven't
get this bet down is with
$1.
our former
I was
coach.
15.
May he rest in
Very
peace.
smart.
So this will be an Italian joint if Luke loses his bet.
Uh,
You'll see that you'll have to donate your shirt, that red and white shirt that you have.
Good mood.
So they
Good
can
food,
have the table.
good food, good mood. It goes both ways. Well, actually, no, it really doesn't. Good food makes a good mood.
Yes.
Yes, it
You
definitely
have
Like I
mediocre
said, I've never
food.
met someone that's upset after you're having a good meal.
Exactly.
Never met
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
That's
that's
what we do
true.
here.
Except some people on Let's Eat when they get the bill and they see a 20% automatic
Yeah, but that's
service
because of the
charge.
bill, not the food.
That's not the food's fault.
Let's take break number 2. And before we do, I just want to give a quick word about our friends at the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival. All kinds of festivities coming up, and it's right around the corner, right after the holidays, January 13th to the 19th, all over the greater Fort Lauderdale, Broward County area. It's going to be all kinds of great intimate dinners. A lot of them are selling out. There's also seminars and other great educational experiences. And don't forget the big 5 signature events, so that if you go online to vlfoodwine.com right now, look at your events. But the big 5, you can get an extra 15% discount if you use the promo code Lunchbox. Again, when you check out and get your tickets, just enter promo code Lunchbox for the big 5 events. That's the Wednesday cocktail competition, the Thursday Asian theme walk and roll, the Friday barbecue battle, the Saturday grand tasting, and the Sunday the new ticketed brunch event. Of course, there's also Family Day that's free later in the day on Sunday. There'll be food trucks and the like, and all kinds of great activities for the kids. But all the other events all week long. Keep the kids at home because it's 21 and up.
Yep.
I don't know what their pet and dog policy is, but I would say that they
Well, the grand
also have to
tasting
be
they have it,
21
but-
and older.
There you go.
Um,
That'd be old dogs.
old dogs. But again, vlfoodwine.com. Great gift for the food lover in your life. And tell them, well, you don't have to tell them anything. Just use the Lunchbox promo
Yeah,
code,
lunchboxes.
and you'll get extra savings. All right, let's take break number 2. We'll be back with Luke. I'll need him a little bit more about the Dolphins.
Bring it on.
You got to lay off this guy. Come on.
Bring it on. We love it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Is Mayo impossible, Luke, when it comes to
Not at all. One of my favorite people.
Look at what a hospitality
He's
pro.
one of my favorite
He's
guys.
smiling
One of my
and-
favorite
and-
people.
and
You all incredible,
in
man.
the back of his mind, what a
Your
SOB.
bus is
Now I
busted.
know why Shula hated him and ridiculed him. It's all good. All right, we'll be back with more from Luke's after these words.
Hey, Lunchbox fans, is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. Transworld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at Transworld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligans, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to Transworld to help sell. Contact Transworld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks, just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks. They're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell for the finest poultry and the freshest fish, Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market, located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, open 7 days. Since 1951, a South Florida tradition for stone crab in season, Thanksgiving turkeys, holiday feasts, and everyday eating. Great steaks, house-made sausage, and prepared foods, too. Delaware is not just a market, it's a celebration of taste, quality, and old-fashioned customer service with a smile. Sign up for their weekly email flyer at DelawareChicken.com and tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a great bagel with lox, matzo ball soup, deli sandwich, and rugelach, you know where I go? Grandpa's Restaurant in Dania Beach. It's a South Florida institution since 1957 that was revamped a few years back by a pair of New York bagel baking legends. Full deli and appetizing case with spreads, salads, and platters for takeout and catering. Grandpa's is near Federal Highway, just north of Sterling Road, open 7 days for breakfast and lunch. Go eat and enjoy. It's Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. For the finest and authentic Greek cuisine, Taverna Kima is the place to go. 6298 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton. It's been around for nearly 2 decades. Every day is a feast with grilled lamb and fish, house-made spinach pie and moussaka, gyros, traditional dips, mezes, with soft, warm pita. It's open 7 days for lunch and dinner with happy hour daily from 3 to 6 p.m., indoor, outdoor, private dining, and they are now featuring a monthly lamb roast brunch on the first Sunday of every month. So celebrate life at Taverna Kima. For reservations and information. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. Defo has taken his beer break. I'm
Defoe's doing the refill.
hoping he's going to come back with another Bud Light, but we're at Luke's, and it's great. Some of your good, steady, loyal customers
Yes.
coming in and giving season's greetings.
Yes, yes.
Dropping off gifts. I love that. I love when a place connects with its customers so much
That is the best part of what it is that we do. We have so many regulars and people that, that almost like family.
and
that are here weekly.
And like you were saying, when somebody casts aspersions very rarely on the Let's Eat group and maybe says a word that's maybe not so flattering, people like that
I love that.
will dive in. And it's not just on me now to be the heavy, because I used to come in and
That's
say,
why I love the
well,
Let's Eat
when were
community.
you there and what do you know about food? No, I never said that.
Even the people that doesn't have a good experience with it, it's okay, because it's not for everyone. We appreciate you at least coming in, and trying us out and give us, a try.
Yeah,
but I love the community overall. I really do.
No, and it's great. And again, the good food, good mood is the slogan
That's
here.
our slogan.
Although I think you could maybe make up a new shirt just for me, and in my case, you could say great food and still insufferable.
We'll work on that one.
Because I think your food is better than good. And again, when I was a Sun Sentinel critic, we had a star system that corresponded roughly like this. It's not the Yelp 5-star system. It was basically 2 stars was fair, 3 stars was good, 3.5 stars was very good, and 4 stars was excellent. And I would rate you very good to excellent, because every dish I've had here is, so
we appreciate it. And then, we like to say good food because, we think we make good food, but it's up on the person that's enjoying that, to say whether it's great or not.
Right.
And I'll take all the
and I like
compliments you
that
guys pass
approach too, because you are humble, and under promise, over deliver is one of my standard lines to people in the biz, and not like that hamburger joint that's from South America that has in neon writing the best burger in the world. And I had it and I said, not even the best in the zip code, which again invariably leads to bitterness and insufferability.
It could be to you. That don't mean it's to Mike Mayo or to Lubie or to me. Then it's up on that person that's enjoying it. And lucky for us, we have a few people.
Do you guys do anything?
Enjoy what we do.
I'm
sorry, I was just going to say, we're getting on the holidays. Like, I know you guys do your comfort bowls, comfort dishes every week. You have your specials. Do you guys do anything different with holidays, Christmas, New Year's, food-wise?
No, we try to implement what we do into the holiday per se. We'll create, let's say, a different comfort bowl for the holiday, something that fits, something that match per se, but not specifically, a quote-unquote Christmas theme or New Year's theme. But we try to complement.
Feast of the 7 Fishes. Come in here and have Luke's
all the
feast.
fish.
You can have the grouper topped with the
All the
crab
seafood.
meat. That's 2 right there. You can have the jambalaya. Then you got the shrimp, and that's another one.
There's some kind of fish incorporated with 90% that we do. We do take the grill part seriously, whereas in the chicken sandwich come in, the ribs come in, the steak of the day come in. So if you're a land lover, we have
you do a
something
steak of the day.
We do a steak of the day every day.
Yeah.
So we have something for the land lovers too. But we got 7+ fishes combined.
That's important. All right, Luke. Defa, I know you're going to break away soon, but before you go, I did have a question for you. I spoke to one of my friends before the show, and that's a very talented chef, Giovanni, who used to run Valentino. And lately he's been doing a gig of doing some private chefing for, wealthy individuals.
Nice.
But this was a bizarre one because he was driving up to Virginia, and I guess a client of his now has a spread that's in the middle of nowhere, Virginia, near where Virginia Tech is. I guess it's like a very big, nice compound.
Blacksburg.
But he also has a place in, Palm Beach, on the island of Palm Beach. And I couldn't fathom, although I guess Tony Segreto is kind of this type.
Nowhere,
but, given a choice, Defo, of being in Palm Beach during the, Christmas week, or in the middle of
Virginia, get out of here.
Blacksburg, Virginia, where it's 20 degrees and there will
that's a horrible place. I don't know if Luke ever it's the Virginia Tech, where they are egging the bus on the way in.
Oh my
that's
God.
the good part. No, that's not my type of.
I couldn't fathom why anybody with any kind of, how did they accumulate so much money if their intellect tells them to be in the middle of Blacksburg, Virginia?
That's part of it anyway. Yeah.
But
a lot of people like going to the mountains in North Carolina. Lubie's been stuck on that for a while, but I don't think he goes of his own volition. I think he goes as a capitulation to keeping his marriage status on track. But there's no way I'm going to Blacksburg, Virginia, for anyone, especially not given a choice of being there or
Palm Beach.
Apparently, it's a very nice compound.
Mar-a-Lago might be a negative for me.
It's still Blacksburg, Virginia.
It's still Virginia or Western Virginia.
Yeah.
Oh my God, no! I would rather be here. And
Yeah,
I
100%.
have been here for 35 straight Christmas.
You know my aversion to hillbillies. When the entire city is occupied by the rejected extras from the Deliverance film,
Oh, I
I'm
miss
really
you.
quiet. I really don't.
You know what their version of a Christmas Carol is up there, Tifo? It's
Jesus.
all I want for Christmas is my two front
front
teeth.
teeth, yeah.
Yeah, you said that one before.
Sorry. What else do we have on the agenda today? Well, I'll tell you what. You were talking about tipping earlier today, Tifo, and
This is just an issue with my newspaper guy, and I'm the only guy that gets a newspaper delivered from the people that we know. What is it?
you're the one.
One in 20,000
Did it come
people get
today?
a newspaper delivered. Eventually, yeah. I mean, but I have to call every day and remind the guy, hey, you skipped me.
Well, he
And,
probably ran out of gas because there's nobody really getting
Yeah,
newspapers.
I couldn't blame him if he didn't get here between like 7 and 8 because I've never seen a rain like this since like
Yes.
Hurricane Andrew that hit this area. But
It was bad this morning.
it's always on the borderline of not coming at all. So I have to call every day. It's ugly. I'm inclined to send the guy something, but what's the point of sending somebody an insulting tip?
I'll just give you a little bit of my past history was I used to get the Sun Sentinel delivered every day when I worked for them, and
And how much did you send the paper guy?
No, my tip every year wasn't cash. I would get a Christmas card and put a $50 gas card in it.
Okay, that
So
makes
that
sense.
it fills his tank, one or
right.
two times. So it's basically he's getting, some of his overhead. taken
Surprisingly
care
thoughtful of you. Where you're talking about party or something?
of. Yeah, and it's funny because when I was a homeowner,
That's a good idea because I actually have a gift card that I got for doing something else, and I could just pop it in there. It's a Dunkin' Donuts.
There you go. The regifting is
The
also a
regift.
brilliant thing. When I was a homeowner, when I had the house in Dania before it became underwater, literally, but I would tip. I had a good relationship with my postal carrier, and that was when you would actually
Same person for
get
years.
to know him for years. Bob was my coach. It was
They become especially friendly in December. Also,
Yeah.
hey, Default, how's the show going?
And then the pool maintenance people, the lawn service people, I would get them holiday cards and gifts, usually gift cards every year. But where does it stop? I don't know. Usually the rule of thumb is if somebody's taking care of your home or your kids, tip them well because you want
Yeah.
both those things
Good
to be
service.
taken care of. And also when you go out, I heard you. The second part is now tipping culture, and people don't know anymore. Like when they go to pick up a takeout order, I say if it's being bagged by somebody and they're putting work in, 10%. So like if you get a $50 tab, you throw a $5 bill in.
I usually throw a 5 in there. I will say this, and this speaks well for all of the negativity that's spewed on Let's Eat South Florida about tipping and the questions and all this. Mustang doing a couple of shifts at Fishtails on 33rd Street, and she could not have received more generosity from her customers than she did this past Sunday night. Almost mind-boggling generosity from people, and she was at the point where she had to say to a couple of people, "Hey, I mean, do you really mean to do this?" And I go, thanks for taking care of us all year long. And
Oh, wow.
No, and when we just came back, I think you were getting your third beer, Luke. There was a customer that just came
No,
in.
I actually, this is, I shouldn't even say this, but I was feeding the dogs the leftover turkey meatballs from the party that we had on Saturday night. And then I'm going to tell Mustang that I ate them because they've been disappearing in mass. And both you have to clean the mushroom soup element off.
Right. They don't like that so
No.
much. But okay.
They love these turkey meatballs. They
Did
really
you do that to antagonize her? Does she like those meatballs and was looking forward to
No,
them?
I actually like them too, but I mean, they've been around for a week already. So
Okay.
we got like thousands of them because unfortunately they were not a big hit at the party.
All right. Well, hopefully the dogs will have no ill effects. But
Yeah.
No, they love them. They're doing
the
fine.
1 week rule, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, actually, this is a
Don't rat me out though.
This is okay.
No,
Now let's ask the restaurateur 2 questions. Number 1, tipping. When people come in, let's say, and they just pick up a takeout order, is there appropriate standard or what is there something?
What are
expected?
expectations?
Yeah,
There's no expectation. I'm like, to me, it's up to the
guest.
person because it's a very fine line as
Mhm.
a restaurant, as the person that owned the business, But it's up to them. Like my employees, if they're taking care of.
When Luke
Is it great? Yes.
When Luke does a pickup, what are Luke's
when I do a
tipping
pickup,
policies. Yes,
at
right?
least 10%.
So you are
If
okay.
not
Yeah, if
more.
you pick up
If
a
it's-
couple of pizzas
yeah,
and the tab
it's
comes out
at
to
least-
35, 40
at
bucks,
least 10%.
you'll throw
At
4
least.
Like,
bucks,
and
$5.
if it's delivery, I do.
Oh well, delivery is a
Delivery,
different.
you should
it's
get
like
real
a
money.
If it's
full
delivery,
20%.
I'm at like 20.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
should be 20.
because
You never
they're
do.
You know what I mean? But
schlepping it.
if I'm doing a pickup, I'm go pick up a pizza. It's at least 10%. Whatever is the greater, 10% or $5.
Okay, that's it.
Because
That
it-
seems fair.
that's
So
just
5
my
is your
standards,
minimum.
and not telling anyone else.
Yeah.
What
And
yours should be.
sometimes I look if it's a big like not catering order, but like for Rosh Hashanah, and I picked up a bunch of stuff from our friends at Grandpa's, and it was it was a sizable tab. It was like 300. I give $20. That just throw the $20 down to putting together, and actually that makes me sound cheap now. It was $150, and I gave 20.
No, that's-
300, I would
fair.
give the
They're not
$30.
expecting. It's
Well,
not exactly.
it's more
He's
than
just
fair.
saying he's not giving less than $5.
Right.
That's why he
Yes,
says
I'm saying
10%.
what if
Like, he's
if I'm
gonna
picking
give
up
at
something
least
for $10,
$5.
at least the least. If I'm picking up something, I go to across. I'm picking up a side of fries. I'm tipping you $5. Like that's. The
I had
minimum.
an order actually. I picked up at Las Panas. It came to $100. I shoved I did the Jimmy Conway, shoved the 20 in the guy's pocket right away because they did put a lot of work in to get that ready at exactly the time that I had asked for it, and that takes some effort on the part of the people. That shouldn't be overlooked.
I'm just cheap as hell.
Was
So I
there-
throw it like 2.
And by the way, I always have to mention this because no bigger fan of Luke's seafood than Gail Kappas and her
Oh,
husband.
yeah,
Aaron.
she's huge fans.
They
Very
love.
true.
I'm sure they've introduced themselves to you, and they
Oh,
own
yes.
five restaurants
Down the
in
street,
town.
they're the
Yeah,
one
and they
that's like
love it.
major ones.
Absolutely love Gail.
Yeah.
She's a big fan of our conch chowder that you like. So
Yep.
whenever she shows up and we have conch chowder, I see it. I see her in the parking lot. I'm always greeting her
Oh,
with
good
a
for you.
bowl.
And is
So,
it true
she's
that when they
amazing.
come in and if they order like the gumbo, you have a couple of slices of roast beef that you'll
Just
throw
throw
on
it on
top
top.
and just kind of cap it off with the roast beef slice?
Absolutely not, because she's here specifically for the gumbo, and she would give me the weird eye if I put some roast beef
I
on top
know.
of a gumbo.
I just love they like.
I
fling
just
the
love
roast
that
beef on
touch.
top
Do you
and-
know from Gail who thought of that? Because it's a unique flourish that makes Las Patas, and I love it.
I don't know. I mean, the concept originated in Pennsylvania. It was more of a cheesesteak place there, but and then I guess there was a place in Orlando when they bought it. But no, they love Luke's, and this is a Mayoism also. And I love this. I love it with musicians, with sports guys, anything. When you see reciprocal respect. And other restaurant you talk about this a lot, and I love it when it happens when you see restaurateurs that love going to other people's places.
Yes.
And they know what they have to deal with, and they know what's good.
Yeah.
And I love that about this show
And they love Luke's. They really do.
We've helped spur a little cross pollination. I mean, I know like a year ago because it popped up on my photo and I put it on my Facebook, not even the page, just my personal page, about when Hui Lam from Kaizen went in and finally met Reno and had lunch at Heritage, and those two guys bonded. And it's a beautiful thing when people who are passionate about what they do and respect one another, and they
There's
go
a
in
kinship
and
there.
there's a real kinship, and only they know what it's
Yes.
like to go through running a restaurant and all
Especially in
that
South Florida.
entails. Luke, I just want to thank you for everything this year. I want to get more people in here. I don't know if I have to make a hostage video and say that I'm going to do big bites continuously and just whether it's the fish sandwiches, the chickens. People, you got to come in here and try this place.
It's fantastic.
Listen,
It's
we are
really
growing.
good food, and it's again, hidden gem, humble setting, but good food, good mood, and I'd say great food and still unsufferable in my case. But this is what's happening.
I think I'm gonna make one of those for Defoe though, so so he could just point at it when he looks at you.
Oh yeah, we could do that. Is it time for break number
It
3?
is.
It is.
Force.
Defoe, thank you
If
for your
you,
efforts
go-
today.
Yeah, I wish I could have gone down there. I told a friend of mine I would do a show like a month ago. At 4 o'clock, he's called me 13 times a day or more to ask me if I was going to be there at 4 o'clock, and I said yes. And it's again a reciprocal thing. I mean, so many
it's
people have
nice.
guested on our shows that
You're a
I
man.
hate to turn anybody down. So
You're a man of your word, and as somebody once told me, there's 2 types of people in the world, Luke: people who do what they say they're going to do, and all the rest. So
I totally agree with that.
as much as I'd rather go across the street to the beach here, I'm going to tough it out and do this guy's show. So
awesome.
you
All
know,
right.
it would be as much
Thank
fun
you
as
for
doing it, Luke, so that's for
Regular post time at Gilbert's tomorrow with Lenora. I'm sure I cannot wait to hear her list of Festivus grievances,
Oh,
particularly
Jesus.
aimed at me, but it's all good. All right, let's take that third and final break, and we'll be back with more on the Lunchbox after this. Southern comfort food from a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar, a great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Las Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food and a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. If you want great Italian food in a beautiful beachfront setting, have I got the place for you. Casa Calabria at the Ocean Manor Resort, 4040 Galt Ocean Drive in Fort Lauderdale. Highly rated across all the restaurant review platforms and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. Delicious, authentic Southern Italian food in a cozy dining room overlooking the Atlantic. Live music in the lounge, full bar, and a great wine list. Owner Frank Talrico takes great pride in his family recipes from his native Calabria. Fresh fish and seafood, veal, house-made pastas, and marinara sauces smooth as silk. You gotta try the imported meats and cheeses on the antipasto platters, and don't miss that ricotta gnocchi, fluffy little pillows straight from heaven. Casa Calabria, open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday, closed on Mondays. Hey, it's Mayo here for Prezzo Italian Restaurants. 2 locations, Boca Raton at Park Place on Military Trail, and Palm Beach Gardens in the PGA Commons on PGA Boulevard. Contemporary Italian cuisine with house-made pastas, wood-fired pizzas, salads, veal, chicken, and of course their famous focaccia bread with oven-roasted garlic bulbs. In Garlic We Trust is their slogan, and you can trust Prezzo for a great experience with gracious service and tremendous value. Open 7 days, featuring brunch, lunch, dinner, and happy hour. Great wine deals and full bar at both locations. For reservations and more information, go to Eat. All right, we're back on Lunchbox. Luke's Seafood and Grill, 5511 South University Drive in Davie. Again, it's on the west side as you're heading south in between Griffin and Sheridan Street. Behind
Sterling,
the car wash.
Griffin and Sterling.
Right, like I said, Sterling. Well, technically,
Sheridan,
Sheridan's
it is in
way down
between
there.
Griffin
Yeah.
Sheridan, but it's even more between.
Excuse
Sterling.
everything about me today. But Luke, and this is what I love about the power of the internet. It's not just on a local radio station. People worldwide can watch the Lunchbox, and in fact, they are watching it, right? What just happened, Luke?
I received a message from over in Europe, told me to stand straight.
Sit up straight.
Sit up straight. You're leaning too
Posture.
much.
Posture. So, yes, that's funny.
I'm feeling bad. Am I sitting up straight?
That's hilarious.
Thank
Well,
you, Lubie.
We've accomplished almost rarity here today as we wrap up the show. It's I think we ate everything on our plates. There's a couple of bites of
if you don't
gumbo
eat that,
left,
I was going to take it to my wife, but you can eat it,
we've
obviously.
wiped
but
out the chicken sandwich. We've
It's hard
wiped
not to.
out the
Everything's
tuna
amazing
poke with the great homemade chips. There are a couple of more pieces of avocado I might put on a chip.
yeah,
and
that's
then,
great.
The
Yeah, even the cucumber
cucumber
salad. You finish that too.
I came in hungry today. I was fasting,
You
and
got the job done.
that was a mistake. All right, once more, Luke. Closed on Christmas Day and New Year's
And New
Day.
Year's Day.
What are your hours? Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, just
Regular hours, 11:30
Regular
day.
hours.
for both.
Come on in here.
Enough time to have a great dinner and go to your Christmas
You don't
/
do
New
any
Year's
other
Eve
work.
party.
Exactly.
couple of more sponsor notes. Again, if you're looking for a Christmas dinner, I think Tropical Acres still has a few more spots left. They're open from 1 to 8 p.m. on Christmas Day. I'm going to slide over there for a little pre-poker tournament happy hour
Yeah, but not
today.
far from your
So
house.
again, the happy hour every Monday through Friday is a great thing. But again, the holidays, Christmas Day and New Year's Eve, they do have some availability. 954-989-2500. If you're going to be entertaining at home, Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Restaurant. And then, of course, Batch is doing the 12, but it's really 14 days of brunch, all during the holidays from, I guess it's the 21st all the way through January something. Now, you guys are open Sunday during the
11 to 4.
daytime. Otherwise, it's dinner.
Yep.
So,
Sunday,
you
had nice,
could,
really good lunch.
you
and
could
on your
do
way.
the double header. You can do the Lunchbox Mike Mayo approved double
Yeah,
header,
that's a
which is
move.
have a holiday brunch over at Batch, get some of those great
You can do it for
biscuits,
dinner.
chicken and waffles, and then
Those are
slide
really good.
on over to Luke's and
For
have
some dinner.
some gumbo, jambalaya, and whatever
Some
else
nice
makes
piece
you,
of grouper
or the steak
Oh.
of the day.
or the
Steak of the day. Yeah,
Lots
they do.
of-
It is a
lots
grill.
of
We move a
options
decent
here.
amount of those.
It's. Do you even make like the Impossible burgers for the vegans?
Look at the face. That's
That's a
great.
great face.
That's face.
That's
He's like,
the-
what?
That's the face I make when somebody tells
No
me
comment.
that
You're vegan.
the
I don't know
Dolphins
what
are
to
going to
tell you.
actually beat a winning team.
Like, we have chips. You can come for
I love
chips.
this guy.
We have some great salads.
All right, that's going to do it. Tomorrow we'll be at Gilbert's. Friday at our Friday fun place. That's Gulfstream 10 Palms. That's going to be what a great couple of last weeks
I
of the
love
year it's going to be.
My
We're going to
favorite
do
time of year
a
as well.
trying to get a Festivus special going for
Monday.
next Monday. December 23rd is Festivus for the rest of us. And again, the traditional airing of the grievances. I'm sure Defoe's list is a mile long if he has to work next to me every day. But that's okay. I've got thick skin.
Defoe.
For,
Look, you're the best. Thank you so much, and have
Luke,
a Merry
thank you,
Christmas.
guys.
everyone, and
Great
Happy
to
New
see
Year.
you guys.
a really Merry Christmas and a very happy, healthy, and prosperous
Yeah, I'm
2025.
stoked for
Thank you, and likewise to
we
you
want to
guys.
keep you.
Yeah,
we
we wanna
want to
keep you
get
guys
everybody in here at some point because I think once they come
Now,
in,
once you're here, you're going to
usually
keep coming
get
back.
hooked.
We're growing, and that's what I like.
Yeah,
That's
and
it.
I appreciate
You know
your
what I mean? Like-
patience too. You get it.
I'm
We've
growing
been in
to
the business long enough. so we know
ever
it grows.
expanding waistline is
They're
growing during the
at a
holiday
better
season.
rate than
All right, that'll do it today. That'll do it for today. Lubie, thanks for all your
Yes, sir.
efforts.
Happy holidays to everyone.
Enjoy every gumbo, every poke, and enjoy every chicken sandwich.
Yeah, that was fantastic.